In this video, I'll be going over a strategy that was popular back in the 70s and 80s that is making a comeback. And no, I'm not talking about bell-bottom jeans and afros. Mortgage rates are at a 20-year high. If you're thinking about purchasing a home, I'll be going over a strategy that can help you get a lower rate on your mortgage today. Going over what is known as a seller temporary buydown, the 3 types of buydowns, what they look like, and how you can get a lower rate on your mortgage if you're interested in purchasing a home but can't afford current rates. What's up everyone? Toby Fernie here with Coldwell Banker Realty in Monterey, California. If you're new to the channel, it's about all things real estate and living here in the Monterey, California area. Likes and subscriptions are always greatly appreciated. First, let's talk about what a seller temporary buydown is. This is a credit from the seller to the buyer when you're purchasing their home. This is a strategy that you may want to implement now that there isn't as much buyer competition as there has been in the last 2 years and homes are sitting for a longer period of time. Sellers are more willing to negotiate these days, and the fact that this is a credit from the seller means that it comes at no additional cost to you as the buyer. Instead of coming in with your offer at a lower dollar amount, you can ask the sellers for a closing cost credit. Keep in mind that you can use this strategy even if you're offering below the asking price. With this type of buydown, essentially the seller is paying the dollar amount and the difference in what your monthly payments are going to be during the time period of your temporary buydown. It's a formula that I have saved on an Excel spreadsheet for how much your credit has to be in order to cover the type of buydown that you're looking for. Either myself or my preferred lender in the area would be happy to go over what this looks like for you and break down how much your credit will need to be depending on the type of buydown that you're looking for. This way you'll know how large the credit has to be when you're putting in your offer on that home you're interested in. This credit doesn't change the type of loan that you're getting. For example, you can still get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which is the most popular type of mortgage if you're doing a seller temporary buydown. The first type is what is known as a 3-2-1 buydown. With this buydown, for your first year, you'll get a rate that is 3% lower than the rate that you lock in. So let's say that you lock in a rate of 6.75%. For your first year, you'll be paying a rate of 3.75%. In your second year, you get a 2% reduction in the rate that you locked in, and in your third year, you get a 1% rate reduction. The second type is what's known as a 2-1 buydown. With this buydown, in your first year, you get a 2% lower rate than the rate that you locked in. For your second year, you would get a rate that's 1% lower. The last type of buydown is a 1-1 buydown. With this buydown, you would get a 1% lower rate than the rate that you locked in with your offer. Now you may be asking yourself, why would you go with a 1-1 or a 2-1 buydown when a 3-2-1 buydown sounds much better? I'll get into that in the next section here. You can do this temporary seller buydown strategy for a conventional VA or an FHA loan. Now on certain types of loans, there is a limit to the credit that you're able to get as a buyer from the seller. For example, on a conventional loan, if you're putting 20% or less down for your down payment, you're only able to get a 3% credit for the purchase price. So if you're buying a $500,000 home, that would mean that you could only get a $15,000 credit. So this amount may not be enough for the 3-2-1 buydown strategy depending on how expensive the home is. So in this scenario, you might have to go with the 2-1 or the 1-1 buydown. If you're putting 20% or more down on a conventional loan, then you can get up to a 5 or 6% credit of the purchase price. VA loans, you can get up to a 4% credit, and for an FHA loan, you can get up to a 6% credit of the purchase price. It's all a case-by-case scenario, so you'll want to make sure that you get connected with a qualified realtor and lender who can walk you through this process and let you know how much your credit would have to be for the type of buydown that you're looking for. The best part about this strategy is that you can refinance at any point in time. Rates are high in a large part due to inflation. So if rates drop down to say 4.5%, which Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are suggesting will happen within the next year, then you can refinance at that lower rate before your rate goes back up. Keep in mind that you can refinance a rate, but you can't go back and refinance purchasing a home with a higher price point. So this is one of the many reasons why it's a good time to purchase a home now using this strategy. If you have a seller who's willing to work with you, as long as rates drop within the next 3 years, is kind of a win-win scenario. If rates drop, great, that means you can refinance. If rates go up, that means that you purchased a home at the right time, and if rates stay the same, this means that you locked in a lower rate from anywhere from 1 to 3 years, and you're on your way to building equity with this home that you now own. If you have any questions about a buy down, if you're a seller wondering the value of your home in today's market, or if you're a buyer looking for your dream home in the Monterey area, be sure to give me a call, send me a text, or an email at toby.fernie@gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for future content all about real estate and living here in Monterey, California. Click the icon to subscribe to more content from living in Monterey, California.